about you all out there, all of us together in this, and I wanted to share some tips, some Ayurvedic practices that help us keep our mucous membranes healthy, because that's the first gateway to protecting ourselves from any virus, actually. So I'll share some of my morning practices that are really simple. So first thing I'm going to share is something I do first thing in the morning. After I wake up, I get up and I scrape my tongue, and I am going to spare you watching me do that. But the reason you might want to consider scraping your tongue, if you don't already, is that overnight germs can build up on your tongue and toxins as well. And so when you remove it with a tongue scraper and then wash it off on the sink in between, probably do about 7 to 10 scrapes from the back of your tongue towards the front. Then you just remove all those toxins and take it easy on your digestion. And then after I scrape my tongue, I want to take my time and drink a cup of water, up to like 8 ounces, room temperature water, slowly. And a couple things. One, that takes any remaining germs that are in my mouth and it brings them down into my digestive tract so that they don't actually get into my respiratory tract, right? We want things to go down the esophagus, not down the trachea. And it also hydrates us, of course, which when our body's better hydrated, our immune system functions more properly, and it gets us ready to eliminate, which is a simple way of removing all germs and toxins. And next I'm going to make my way into my kitchen and start to heat up some tea water or coffee water. And the first thing I do before I drink or eat anything is I'm going to gargle so that I clean my throat and that I lubricate my throat. So then it is a healthy barrier to help protect me from any germs, including viruses. And the first gargle I do is I'm just going to pour some warm, of course I don't want to burn myself, warm water with about a spoonful each of sea salt or salt, and if you have it, some turmeric as well. You don't have to use turmeric, you can just use salt and water, maybe about that much. Stir it on up and then gargle it. A few gargles down, really get it into the back of your throat as well. Swish it around, get your gums too. And then after I've cleaned my throat by gargling the salt water or potentially salt and turmeric, then next I'm going to take some oil and I'm going to gargle with that. And this oil is sesame oil, and the benefit of sesame oil is that it's really easily absorbed. It's actually a smaller molecule than some other oils. You can use other oils too. You could use an olive oil if you prefer. But basically I take this whole thing and I stick it in a pot of warm water so that it warms up a little bit, and just gargle about this much in a cup. Gargle it really deep into your throat. Again, swish it around in your mouth, which is great for your gum health and your tongue and your teeth. Swish it around a little bit, and then I spit it out outside so I don't have any problems with my plumbing. There's a technique called Nasya, and the technique I'm going to share is about oiling the mucous membranes of the nose so that it's a healthy barrier to keep germs and viruses out. And I recommend you practice it every morning, and if you're really dry, maybe every evening as well. And there are 2 methods I'm going to show. The first is using oil, and again, you can just use sesame oil if you want. I really like this special proprietary blend called Super Nasya Oil that you can get at Ayurveda.com, and it just has some herbs blended in with the oil. And what I do is I fill up a cup with hot water from the tap, and then I drop the bottle in there so that it warms the oil, because you can imagine that cold oil on your skin isn't very absorbent. So we want to just warm the oil up a bit. And then after it warms up, you take the dropper out and make it so you don't have to look up my nose. You're going to tilt your head back and put about 5 drops in the center of each nostril. And then after you put it in, sniff really deeply and just rub it a little bit to let that oil absorb in. And you might feel the oil run down your throat just a little bit. That's great. That'll also lubricate your throat and keep that a healthy barrier. An alternative to using the oil is to using something like ghee, which is clarified butter. And I just keep this in my medicine cabinet. It's just a jar of ghee, and you stick your pinky in there just a little bit, And then you stick your pinky up your nose, and I'm not going to show you that either right now, just, and just rub it around in there, give a little massage, do the other one, and then wash your hand. And it's a great way to help prevent getting colds, flus, and all other viruses.